Hi, my name's Noel. I'm a psychotherapist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please do subscribe while you're here. If you're watching this on my website, then please do enter your details in the blue link above, and I'll send these vlogs to you on a regular basis. So today, short video on stop feeling shame. Not altogether. It's a human emotion. It's neither good nor bad. It's there for a reason. The reason why we feel shame is to indicate that we have done or are going to do a behaviour that is very dangerous for us, really. I saw a mum the other day, for example, grab her child, young child, who's just about to run out to the road. Unthinkingly, she just grabbed the child and pulled him back, and she was obviously very upset, and she wasn't abusive, but she was, raised her voice, and I could see that the boy was feeling some shame for his behaviour. But he'll think twice about running into that road again. I'm not advocating that as a parenting style on a regular basis, but it's understandable in that situation. The parent just acts out of love and fear, and that boy's a lot safer for the rest of that day, I should imagine. I'm sure the mum then went on to comfort him. I didn't hang around and stare, but I'm sure she then went on to comfort him, and the feelings of shame he has about that will go, but the memory of that risk is there, and really that's what healthy shame is about, that we're going to do something that puts ourselves at risk, typically in that sort of situation. But some of us can feel shame, some people can feel shame inappropriately. One of the factors that leads us to feel shame inappropriately is when we're overly self-conscious. We know, for example, that people will wash their hands more after going to the toilet if there's somebody in there in the same toilet facility. And that sort of self-consciousness can lead to a sense of heightened awareness of being judged and judging oneself, being critical, etc. So just be aware of that. If you're feeling that, if you're feeling self-conscious, what can you do to move yourself out of that self-consciousness so that you can reduce the risk of feeling shame? Maybe you can go and do something. Take your mind off whatever it is. Make a phone call to somebody, reach out to somebody you know is sort of having a difficult time, maybe. Another thing that can lead to inappropriate feelings of shame when we don't really need it because it's not saving our lives, is to get into too much self-blame. So shame and guilt are part of the same spectrum of feelings about when we've behaved in a way that's wrong or bad or dangerous or something like that. But some of us can get into the habit of blaming ourselves for other people's feelings and responses to our actions inappropriately and unnecessarily. There are things that we have to do in life which are important to us as individuals. They may have an impact on other people and may even make other people may even feel bad about that or judge us. But as long as you're sure that in your own mind it was the action that you needed to take for yourself, then it's inappropriate and not useful for you to start thinking about taking on that other person's feelings and take responsibility for what is actually their own stuff. So having a realistic relationship to what you're responsible for and what you're not responsible for is very helpful. And you can do things like thought records, for example, in cognitive behaviour therapy will help you with that. Or just some interpersonal therapy would help you as well to understand what you're projecting onto people in that sense. Having unrealistic standards about your own behaviour will also, perfectionism we call it, will also lead to you feeling shame more often, because of course if the standards are too high you're going to fail on a regular basis because nobody can be perfect. So having realistic standards about yourself, the way you conduct your life, and about other people as well. You may have a personality trait, you may be something that you're born with to produce more likely to feel shame. So some people have a personality trait around public self-awareness or public self-consciousness. You can have it tested. If you have that personality trait, then just be a bit kinder to yourself when you're in those situations. So acceptance of self, this is the way I am, what can I do to look after myself going into these situations that other people won't feel too self-conscious in, but I am going to feel self-conscious. So can you make some calls to friends, can you do something nice for yourself, have a nice coffee or something like that, or take a walk, get in touch with some nature. look at something beautiful, listen to some music, do some relaxation, mindfulness. There's a whole host of things that you can do which would help there to sort of reduce that sense of I'm going into a dangerous situation. Self-esteem also will reduce the risk. High self-esteem will reduce the risk of feeling shame. We know there's a direct correlation between low self-esteem and feelings of shame. And self-esteem is it's not magical how you do. Do things that you esteem. Do esteemable actions, and your esteem will rise. So voluntary work, doing good works, doing the right thing even though you're afraid, being brave in the face of your own personal fears, facing your anxieties and fears and working with them. Those types of things will help increase your self-esteem, as well as getting rid of people who drag you down. I mean, think about your social network. Who's telling you that you're bad? So those are sorts of things that you can work on in terms of improving your relationship to shame so that you feel it less, and you feel it when you need to feel it, which is that when you've been in a highly dangerous situation and there is something to learn. So I hope that's helpful. If you do suffer from inappropriate and toxic levels of shame, do give me a call. The number's 07506 319 745. That's 07506 319 745. Great to have you here. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.